Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader.com, here with your Wednesday market webcast. All right, we're going to start off on the daily chart. We talked yesterday about the most important thing for me was whether or not we were going to close above the 9-day. Well, we did that. They took out the 9-day. They held it all day. They closed, decently above it. My bigger issue with yesterday was they hit those 3,800s a heck of a lot earlier in the day than I thought they would. They basically had the whole second half of the day to try to get a little bit closer to the daily mid-band, which is now sitting in around 38.31. It was around 38.40 yesterday, which preempted my rant about making fun of people that use targets. But, I mean, that's a good example. I'm not going to rant, just like 20 seconds on why targets are dumb. Targets are dumb because if you're waiting for 38.40 and it gets up to 38.04, 38.05, and doesn't want to go any farther, what are you going to do? Not take profits because it didn't hit your target? No, you're going to roll up, take profits, do what we did, and end up with a 40 handle runner and a great big day. So anyway, now, today, you see there on the daily chart, and I'm going to show you on the hourly, I'm going to show you on the 5, the bears are pushing back. And they're not pushing back a little bit, they're pushing back significantly. They've been pushed back they've been pushing them around all night to the tune of about 40 handles. Hourly chart, I mean, here's your higher high, and they walked it up. You close above the 9-day, that's the line here. And you can see them trying to bring it down. Now, what's important for me is they brought it back into the hourly mid-band for a few hours, into the Europe Open, and then they've taken it down and they've kept it down. So you see the weekly pivot below, you see the 9-day below. Ideally, the bears can get it back down into this area by the end of the day. What the bulls want to do is they want to fight back. You got to get 37.85 back. Then you got to go ahead and try up there where they closed it there, 38.0875, and try to do something above there with the green line being your daily mid-band at that 38.31 area. So the 5-minute chart kind of shows you what we've been dealing with tonight, or overnight. Here was your high. They brought it back down. Now look, and I actually could draw 2 of these. Actually, no, never mind. Because what's important for me is you got volume weighted average price, which right now is about 77, proprietary moving average 70 half, call it. And this is your hourly mid-band, 37.84, the line that I said, look, you got to get it back if you are the bulls. You got to get it back on that hourly chart. So VWAP held it in most of the night. They fooled around with it into the Europe Open, but then right here, it holds VWAP, an hourly mid, our proprietary moving average confirms, and then basically it spends the rest of Globex trying to get VWAP back, which has certainly been more important than the moving average, trying to keep that back, and it stayed below it most of the night. But right here is where the bulls are trying to take back short-term tape control. So what do I think is going to happen today? I think it's going to be pretty whippy today. I think it's going to be pretty choppy, especially off the open. I think that you've got the potential, get those little patches behind your ears there, and that silly little wristband. That's, if you look up that wristband, you'll find it under placebo effect in the Encyclopedia Britannica, because it's gonna jostle us around a lot off the open. But the key is, where do we close relative to that hourly mid-band? And as I back this out a little bit, does that line translate on this chart? Of course it does. That's your 9-day down there. It's a long way to go, but it's really no further than where we were yesterday. And this thing, don't get it twisted. It is still very, very volatile. What do the bulls want to do? I think a win for them is a close above the red line. A big win is anything with a 38 on it. And a huge dominating win would be something that would create a higher high. We've seen extremes in the advanced decline line the past 4 or 5 days. We're talking about going from like negative 500 to positive 500, which is what you get in crazy tapes. And one of the things I hope that I've taught you guys, if you've listened to this for any period of time, is that what do tapes like to do? They like to inhale and exhale. What's the inhale part? Well, the inhale part is where we consolidate. And you can see the Bollinger Bandwidth is starting to dip a little bit. You can see things kind of starting to come in. Potentially, we could spend the day hanging out between, call it 3760 and 3800. We can hang out there for a couple of days. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not a huge deal. Not a huge deal. We got jobs on Friday. So there's your next little, what's up with that kind of a thing. Although right now it's not nearly as big as PPI and CPI, obviously, for obvious reasons. But I could see us consolidating through the middle of the week. We'll see what it does. Whatever price does is what we'll do. Respect your risk. Don't fight price. Don't get ideological. Don't start saying to yourself, well, we've gone up enough. It has to come in. It doesn't have to do shit. Or this is clearly going to be a higher low. Look at this. We took out these highs. We have to test that daily mid-band. No, we don't. We don't have to do anything. So whatever price does, do that. And if you want some clues about how to get that done on a daily basis consistently, come join us in the room. Come join us in the room. Got a lot of people coming back, a lot of people starting up. It's a good time to be in the room and learning with everybody. All right, that's all I got. Everybody have a fantastic day. Be safe, be healthy, take care. Trade them well. I'll talk to you tomorrow.